Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, guys. Firstly, let us say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which has given guidance and blessing to us. Therefore, we can meet again in this occasion. Secondly, our salawat and greeting are always delivered to our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which has brought us from the darkness to the lightness. Thirdly, we never forget to thank to our lecturer, Ma'am Siti Jubaida, who has given us the opportunity to deliver our presentation today. Okay, actually we are from group 5, and the topic is about reviewing noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Okay, the first one is noun clause that will be explained by me. Okay, now let's see noun clause. What is noun clause actually? Noun clause is a subordinate clause that has functioned as a noun. Okay, it has functioned as a noun that whether can be subject or can be an object. Okay, let's see the pattern. So the pattern of the noun clause is connector and subject and verb. Okay, we can use connectors such as that, whether, if, what, when, why, whatever, how, whenever, and like that. Okay, so noun clause divided into two types, such as noun clause as a subject and noun clause as an object. Okay. Okay, now we can see the example so you can understand it easily. Let's see the example. When he will come is still unsure. When he will come is still unsure. You can know that when he will come is a subject and is the verb. Okay, as I said previously, that the noun clause has three parts: connector, subject, and verb. So in this sentence, when is like a connector, and he as a subject, and will come as a verb. But it is the subject for the entire words. Okay, and it is also the type of noun clause as a subject. Okay, let's see the example of the noun clause as an object. The students listen to what the teachers. The students listen to what the teacher said. So it is an example of noun clause as an object. Okay, you can see that what the teacher said is an object, and the students is the subject, and listen is the verb. Okay, we know that what in here is a connector, and the teacher is subject, and said is the verb. For the entire word, it is called an object. Okay, I think that's all about my explanation, and we can continue to the next material. Will be explained by Sofatil and Zuliana. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Safahatil Hayati Daulay. I will explain about adjective clause. Adjective clause is a multi-word adjective that include a subject and a verb. When we think of an adjective, we usually think about a single word used before a noun to modify its meanings. However, an adjective can also come in the form of an adjective clause. An adjective clause usually comes after the noun. It modifies and is made up of several words, which, like all clauses, will include a subject and a verb. Example of adjective clause. Those who can't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Here, the adjective clause is describing the pronouns those. It is giving us more information on who those people are. It begins with the pronouns who, and who is the subject of the clause. The component of an adjective clause. An adjective clause, also called a relative clause, will have the following three traits. The first, it will start with a relative pronoun, who, which, that, whose, whom, and a relative adverb, when, where, or why. That links it to the noun it is modifying. Second, it will have a subject and a verb. There are what make it a clause. The last, it will tell us something about the noun. This is why it is a kind of adjective. Adjective clause beginning with a relative pronoun. When an adjective clause begins with a relative pronoun, the pronoun is the subject of the clause. Example, the man who owns Curious George wears a yellow hat. In this example, who is a pronoun and the subject of the adjective clause. The clause describes man, which is the subject of the main clause. The man wears a yellow hat. Own is the verb because it is the action that who is doing. Adjective clause beginning with a relative adverb. When an adjective clause begins with a relative adverb, the noun or pronoun following the relative adverb is the subject. Example, do remember that time when she saw an eagle flying? The relative adverb when begins the adjective clause. The subject of the clause is we. The verb is saw, and the adjective clause describes time. The clause answers the question, which time? Okay, I think that's all enough for my explanation. We can continue. The next material will be explained by Juliana.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will explain about adverb clause. Adverb clause is subordinate or dependent clause atau anak kalimat dari kompleks sentence. The example, she came to Canada before she came to the United States. She came to Canada is main clause. Before she came to the United States is adverb clause. Kinds of adverb clause. First, time. Conjunction of the adverb clause of time is after, as soon as, before, once, since, until, when, whenever, and while. Example, I was studying in the library when someone greeted me. Second, place. Conjunction of the adverb clause of place is where and wherever. Example, I take it with me wherever I go. Third, contrast. Conjunction of the adverb clause of contrast is although, even though, whereas, while, and even if. Example, so I am annoyed I try to keep calm. Fourth, cause or reason or result. Conjunction of the adverb clause of cause or reason or result as because since. Example, she had free time during last holiday so she rearranged her house. Fifth, purpose. Conjunction of the adverb clause of purpose is in order that, in the hope that, so that, so as. Example, I will tell you the best word so that you arrive on time. Sixth, condition. Conjunction of the adverb clause of condition is as long as, if, and only if. Example, as long as you don't break the law, you will be fine.